What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the only podcast on the internet where you're part of the Roto. Homer here. We have a very special Stonerman review for Life is Strange Before the Storm, Episode 2.
Episode dos.
And behind the scenes, it's been very anticipated for us. And joining us in the circle is Apollo God the freaking Sun.
Hello, Homer, and hello, Internet. It's good to be here. Let's fucking talk Life is Strange.
If you've listened to our first review, you know that we absolutely adored the first episode. We raved and ranted about it.
Oh yeah, I love it.
So we were very excited for episode 2. It came a little sooner than I was expecting, which is a very good thing.
Absolutely. I hope the other one comes even faster somehow.
And now that we're 2 episodes deep, I think it's very safe to say that Before the Storm could have stood on its own, even if it came out by itself before Life is Strange.
Absolutely.
It is that good, and that's how much I love episode 2 as well. Life is Strange, even the developers say that it's always been a more character-focused story, and I think Before the Storm is somehow even more character-focused because there's no time travel powers, so there's more time to get into the character's mindset.
Yeah, I love it. All the dialogue with the characters, even if you're not talking directly to them, there's little hints all over the world that you can just pick up and read or look at. It's fucking awesome.
Exactly.
They all give you insight into the world.
It rewards you for exploring. You get to learn about the world, learn about the character's personality a little bit more.
Sometimes it rewards you for doing absolutely nothing. You can just sit down and it gives you a special musical sequence and a bunch of sweet shots of birds and the sunset and all this shit. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful sequences. I'm glad they brought it back.
Hell yeah.
And I'm glad that the soundtrack in this game is so on point. It's a little bit more punkish. We have, what's it called? Pisshead?
Pisshead.
Yeah. Somehow, minor spoiler. Oh, just so you guys know, I should have mentioned this earlier. We're going to have a spoiler section at the end of the episode. But minor spoiler, Pisshead gets on the radio somehow in this episode.
Oh yeah, they make it big.
I think it's definitely longer than the first one, don't you, Apollo? It felt like...
Oh yeah.
The first episode was 2 to 3 hours. This was more 3 to 4 hours.
It took me 5 hours plus. I was fucking... Damn. I was looking at every crack and crevice though, and I still missed a bunch of graffiti.
The graffiti is pretty mind-numbing in this one.
They really make you work for it. One thing I really liked is the pod references throughout.
Yeah, there's a lot.
They're not even light about it. There's it's every 5 minutes, oh, there's a fucking joint, now she's smoking, now she's got fucking weed out of her pocket. It's great.
I love it. And there's a lot of returning characters from the first episode that introduced the pot, per se, Frank returns.
Oh yes, the drug dealer.
It's really neat, and you get to see his bean obsession if you explore. That's one thing that rewards your exploring. You get to see just his cabinet filled with beans.
God, he loves those beans. Ooh, another thing you see in Frank's trailer, baby Pompadour.
Yeah, and he's so cute, Pompadour.
So adorable.
Pompadour makes his appearance, and I absolutely love him. He's an adorable little frisky puppy.
My favorite recurring character so far in the series.
Both episodes just have so many callbacks, but without
forcing
too many down your throat.
Yeah, it's very organic. It's that would be there. That makes sense. That's
yep,
awesome.
That's how this happened, and we'll get more into that in the spoiler section. But one thing I will cover, since it's not too much of a spoiler, is you get to see the junkyard, and you get to see how it looked back then, and minor things tiny little things you see in the next game. It's really neat, and I love the attention to detail that this game gives.
Absolutely.
And I think this episode, because I talked about this in our first review, I think this episode shows how much they improved upon the gameplay. Depending on your choices, you can unlock totally new situations. And the one I'm just, without spoiling it until later on, the Victoria thing could go very differently depending on your decisions in the principal office.
Ooh.
I figured that out because Roger told me what he did, and turns out it was totally different from what we got, Apollo.
Really?
Yeah, so that just shows that they're evolving the gameplay and making the replayability that much more rewarding.
Okay, I definitely want to see how that goes. I really like what we got though.
True. Yeah, I think we actually ended up with the best scenario. We'll talk about that later.
The canon for sure, but one little detail I liked is Frank's RV's license plate.
Oh yeah.
The letters BRKBD on an RV, so Break Bad.
Actually,
I'm guessing a reference to Breaking Bad.
Yeah, little fun fact, they're actually known for all the license plate having all different references from different shows. I know X-Files.
God damn. That is serious commitment. Oh yeah, there's a bumper sticker that says "Life is a stage," and it turns out that's a movie from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, there's just all kinds of different cool pop culture references and jokes. Like in the first Life is Strange, room 216 is they wrote red rum on it.
Ah, yes.
That was awesome.
Throw in those pop culture references, man. They make it feel real.
And it's just such realistic storytelling and such realistic situations. Just, I love this game, and I love Chloe even more.
Absolutely. I think I might like her more than Max.
I definitely like her more than Mac, and I just hope some way, somehow, we get more Chloe after Before the Storm, whatever they do next.
Before the Storm 2, I don't give a shit.
What if they somehow do Before the Storm 2 where there's 2 branches?
Oh my god.
That would be so ambitious, but so worth it. If they did that, this would be one of the greatest franchises ever.
True.
Like, ever.
That'd be insane.
That'd be genius, but it'd be so much work, I'm not sure if they'd do it. They'd have to, like, make 2 whole different games at that point.
Basically.
But maybe that's why it's taking so long, cough cough. Even then, with the storytelling, and this is a prequel, I have no idea where they're going to head in episode 3, really. So that's really neat for a prequel. There's so many different options they could do. Like, I still have no idea what's going to go down.
Heck yeah, they definitely keep you guessing.
More on that once we talk some spoilers. I think we should get to our review of this bad boy. And using our unique marijuana rating system, we're at the bottom of the bottom. We have resin. That's the disgusting black residue you scrape from your bowl. It has barely any THC left. It's usually resorted for people who hate themselves. Then a step above that, we got mids. Your typical brick ditch weed. Gets you a quick buzz, but nothing too special.
It's okay.
Then we got dank. That's where it's pretty exceptional. You start to get a pretty good high going, but it's not the next level you're looking for, because the next level you're looking for is wax. That's where you get so high, it has so much THC in it, that you are guaranteed a great time, and it's pretty much a perfect score. And it's where you'll believe you have time travel powers like Max. And on that scale, I'm going to have to give Life is Strange Before the Storm Episode 2 a wax minus. Because although I didn't like it as much as the first episode, I still loved all the characters. And I think I got more out of this $5 episode than I do out of most $60 games these days.
Oh god, that's absolutely true.
With all these cool additions and attention to detail that makes this game just so much more replayable and makes me actually want to go back and play the first Life is Strange just to see how much it connects, gives it that wax worthiness in my book.
Hell yeah. I, Apollo, dub episode 2's rating in my book as a wax. This is straight wax. Because I also thought it was kinda not as good as the first episode, but
it's just a lot of exposition, you know?
True, but it was still very great. An emotional thrill ride for the ages, a ballin'-ass soundtrack, and the ending is quite a twist.
Quite the twist.
Quite a twist.
But yeah, now we're going to get to the deep nitty-gritty with it. Spoiler section, so if you've not played the game, go download it right now. It's only like $5. No excuse. Play this game if you're a gamer.
Hell yeah.
If you're listening to this review, I'm guessing you played it though. Should we just start off with our Victoria thing since we already brought it up earlier?
Absolutely.
Well, apparently, depending on what you choose in the principal office, whether you or Rachel take the blame, if Rachel doesn't do it, I guess Victoria gets the role, and then you have to like talk Victoria out of doing it or something. That's what Roger got. And
really?
Yeah, the one we got, Victoria tries to drug Rachel because Rachel has the part.
I like ours better.
And then you get to switch the cups and drug Victoria, and you just unlock this hilarious scene. It's amazing. I recommend going that route, and I think it's the more natural route, honestly.
We got the canon.
And another spoiler I wanted to bring up, because people were questioning, is there another cool moment like the D&D, like in the first episode? They do the play, which is really fun, but I don't think it's as cool as the D&D, but I still really love the play. I thought it was a really neat thing to add in there.
I like the play, but the only thing I didn't like was just the dialogue of the Tempest itself is kind of boring. I was just like, what the hell are they even saying, man?
But one thing you did bring up to me is they do say the title of the 3rd episode in The Tempest, so it could foreshadow some shit.
Very true. Hell is empty.
Dun dun dun. It actually encourages you to read the script and actually learn your lines. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. I actually took the time to read the script and try to memorize the lines, at least the beginning of them, so I would know which things to click, and I still forgot half of them and had to guess.
Right.
I really loved the scene towards the end when you're having dinner with the Rachel Amber's parents.
Ooh, getting straight to the ending, nice.
It showed the fucking awkwardness pretty well. Like Chloe kept trying to land jokes, and they were just like taking it too well.
I knew how Chloe felt.
Absolutely, especially with a new friend's parents like that, and like fucking in a really nice house like that. And
knowing he's a scumbag, well, thinking he's a scumbag, I guess. And then the twist that it's Rachel's mother. Dun dun dun.
Yeah,
I actually didn't see that coming.
They foreshadowed it a little bit when she said that woman is definitely not my mother, referencing who her father was kissing in the park. But like, it turns out it literally is her mother.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, Rachel.
You fool.
I wonder how she's gonna feel about it in the 3rd episode.
This is something, I don't really think Homer liked this idea too much, but a lot of people are theorizing that Rachel herself has some type of powers.
I could see it going either way, but didn't you say something about the candles that I didn't notice?
Yeah, the thing is that, like, Roger thinks, like, it might be her powers like wind or super screaming from the first one, just because I think that was just for, like, dramatic
maybe
effect.
just
she
wind.
Really loud
I could
when
see
she
wind.
kicked the fire over. I was thinking that it's fire because of, you know, the first one, how quick that fire just exploded out and spread. And in the second one, when she's just sitting at the table and just kind of disassociating, like while everybody's yelling, the candles on the table are just kind of rising slowly, and like you gotta pay attention, but like first they're very small, then they just start to grow for no real reason.
Ooh, that's actually very interesting.
And then she smashes the table and all.
Damn, that's actually dope as fuck.
Absolutely. Thought it was a cool little addition. I think it's just going to be a little hidden in the background thing. I don't think they'll even actually touch on it openly, but I still think it's really cool.
I mean, it might just be one of those cool attention to details for hardcore fans, knowing that Rachel Amber is the spirit animal in Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Showing, and there's theories out there that she could be the storm itself.
That'd be some shit.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand that, but I'll have to look into that one.
Yeah, that's for the hardcore. That's a video for another day, fellas. Do you think Rachel's manipulating Chloe? That's been a question going around.
Yeah, definitely. She's just trying to find someone to run away with. It could be anyone.
Poor Chloe.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Chloe's getting all invested.
I don't want to believe it, damn it.
I know. It's breaking my heart.
Hopefully it goes the other way. Especially since it takes place 3 years before Life is Strange, so there has to be something. Maybe they do become real friends, I hope, or something.
That would be awesome.
Or it could just be all manipulation, who knows. Where do you think they could go in episode 3? Now we got some spoiler potential. They're definitely going to cover the mom storyline, why that's important.
Definitely. I really want to know exactly how far they're going to go. Like, are they going to... I can't remember exactly when Rachel Amber went missing, but like...
Yeah, has Chloe been putting up posters for 3 years? When I played Life is Strange, I assumed it just happened recently.
Yeah, but now that I'm thinking about it, I can't fucking remember.
Damn it. That's... If you know in the comments below, but I don't think she'll die from what I feel right now, but we very well could see it. There's been hints at Jefferson when the principal brought up that the art division has gotten a lot of money from the Prescotts, aka Jefferson. Probably that's how they got him involved.
Ultimate Sketchfest.
So we might see Jefferson make an appearance. There's a lot of cool things that could happen, and we'll definitely be there to review it. But I think it would be cool if it delved into her powers or something.
If they got a little bit more into it, that would be nice to see.
Although Chloe can't find out because she would definitely bring that up to Max if she's like, oh, Rachel had powers too.
Yeah, right. That would definitely be a huge thing.
It's probably just something that Rachel's hiding from Chloe or something.
Yeah, or does not know that she has herself.
Ooh, that's also interesting. I didn't think about that. That's cool.
It's like the Force. She's got the midichlorians.
But she doesn't know it. If you have any theories, just comment below. We're very interested to hear them.
comment, rate, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Hit us with your thoughts.
Yeah, we are very interactive with our fans. And that'll do it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for listening. If you have time, please visit our Kickstarter page at stonermanshow.com. There you can get more info on the podcast and behind the scenes. We have some sketches up there in the Stonerman universe, and you can just learn the lowdown of our show in general.
Oh yeah, check it all out.
It's really, we update it regularly. And as always, stay lifted, my friends.
Good night, Internet. Thank you for listening. Apollo out.